Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rider Ramblings. As I alluded to in my last video, I've been in Englandshire. I have, and very nice it is too. Come on, Charlies. They're all going very slowly. Yes, so I've been in Englandshire. I went on this motorbike and it was absolutely fantastic. If anybody is wanting a tourer that can do the twisties and everything in between motorways and really gnarly roads, and I do mean really gnarly roads, which I'll explain in a moment, then get one of these. I have no idea why Yamaha have decided not to continue this in Europe. I know it's all to do with 𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗏, but now we're getting more emissions or particulates from tyres and brakes than we are from engines, so motors or whatever. So quite simply, this Euro business is starting to be, I think, a money-making scheme for somebody. Anyhow, yes, so let me explain. I used the Chunnel. I left from Paris and I decided to not to use the auto routes, the toll roads, and where possible not to use the motorways. So it actually took about 5 hours or so to get to the tunnel, so I left early in the morning, and I actually arrived at the tunnel early. Absolutely fantastic. I used Waze as my navigation system, just turned off motorways and turned off toll roads, and it took me through some beautiful towns and villages and places like that on the way. I think, yeah, absolutely fantastic. It even took me down a farm track at one point. I've just been washing all that muck off, and I still don't think I've got it off. It's still going to take 2 or 3 more washes to get all of that off. Got to the tunnel a little bit early, and they offered me an earlier slot, which I took, so I had quite literally just time for a comfort stop. I was going to film the tunnel, but I thought, right, I'll stop at the 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏, just the last one before the tunnel, and fit the camera, and it was closed. Yeah. So I didn't do it, unfortunately, but I was going to. It was very easy. You just put in your booking number on the motorbike and tell it that it's petrol and not something else that might be revolting, and you've got no pets and children and things like that. And that was it. We were through the tunnel, the tunnel building, what do you call it? I forgot what it's called now. I had literally just time for a comfort break and a very fast espresso. Back on the bike. The nice thing about the French side of the tunnel, I mean, it's also nice about the English side of the tunnel, but the French side of the tunnel is better, is that there's a covered motorcycle parking place, literally by one of the entrances. As you come in, it is signposted, so it's easy enough to see, but it's just on the right as you come in, so you don't have to go around the houses. Quite a few Brits there on their way back to the UK, and then we went to, it said last call, so I hopped on the motorbike and this bike, should I say, and went through immigration. Now, French immigration was a doddle. When I mean a doddle, I mean we drove straight up to it and went straight through. I must admit, I do have a French ID card, so that makes my life a lot easier. English immigration, though, was, how can I put it, not quite so good. And it was a bit of a wait at English immigration. I think the problem was there were a couple of people that they were a bit worried about their passports or something, not being English people or whatever, not being Brits, should I say. So there was a bit of a queue there, maybe 10 minutes or so. Wasn't too bad as such, but literally got to the lane and turned the engine off, put my feet down, thought I'll have a drop of water or something, and they opened the lane. So onto the train. There weren't, as I say, there weren't that many bikes. I would say there were about 5 going to the UK. Not many. About 5. Very easy trip. Got off at the other end, and you might be able to see I have the arrow on and I've got it pointing to the right. I actually had this arrow on pointing to the left when I was in the UK, and it was needed. I was in a housing estate and managed to whiz around on the wrong side of the road in the housing estate, but nothing too disastrous on that. So yeah, so it was a good thing to have, and I do recommend it, as I did use it a lot. Anyhow, so I put that on when I was in the tunnel, set it to miles an hour, set it to English time, set Waze, which was up here, to miles an hour, and so on, and life was good. As I'd arrived a bit early, there was no real problem crossing the Dartford crossing, and I didn't realise that motorcycles were free, but they are, so that was good. I whizzed across. I had to, there was a bit of a queue, but they were very good and actually let me lane split most of the way. There were 1 or 2 people who were a bit difficult, but once you're in the tunnel, of course, you can't lane split, you have to sit in your lane, but getting towards the tunnel, everybody was excellent. And then I had a whiz up through Chelmsford, and I met up with one of my viewers. Thank you very much. Had an excellent time. Really, really good. Thank you, Robin. It was very, very good, and your wife. We had a good long chat before I went on to see family. So it was a very good do indeed, exceptionally good do indeed. So what I'll do is I'll break it at that point, and we'll start part 2 in the next video. So please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.